Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. Apologies for no uploads yesterday. I had a sore throat. That's probably one of the few days in 2 years that I've actually took off from the news. So we've got a lot of news to catch up on. 3 children have been convicted of the savage murder of a 15-year-old boy from Coventry. We went to the scene of this murder and also every other teen murder in Coventry this year. Babacar Diagne was attacked on grassland off Petitor Crescent in Wood End on February the 5th this year. This is the same area that Jaden James was actually murdered, and we recently covered the conviction of his killers as well. Please say that none of the 3 attackers, 2 of whom were 15 and 17 years old, had ever seen Babacar before. They'd not even spoken to him. He was just an unfamiliar face in the community, and it was a senseless attack that took their life and changed theirs forever. At Leamington Crown Court on the 14th of December, the teenagers were found guilty of his murder and all faced the prospect of being jailed for life. As they are all children, 2 are now 16 years old, they cannot be named for legal reasons. However, the judge is considering an application to lift restrictions that will allow them to identify the killers. Detective Chief Inspector Scott Griffiths says there remains no clear motive for the savage murder of Babacar. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was new to Coventry and finding his feet. He wanted to make friends and to fit in. He was in a part of the city where his face wasn't known, and a stray glance quickly escalated to murder. He said it's totally shocking, and these 2 children murdered a stranger. There was no bad blood or history between them. When the 3 offenders ran at Babacar, there were no words exchanged. Babacar pleaded for them to stop, but they continued to attack him as he lay defenseless on the floor. The police say they worked tirelessly to try to solve the case, and it was a significant CCTV challenge to plot the movements of the killers. A lot of witnesses came forward, they said, to help and support the inquiry, and they helped to secure justice for Babacar's family. Babacar met up with friends at 6:15 on Riley Square, but quickly became concerned by one of the 15-year-olds who were staring at the group and circling around on a bike. Riley Square is also where the double murder that we recently covered in Coventry actually happened. 2 people were killed on Riley Square by one man in separate incidents. So the estate that he was in was quite a rundown estate. The 15-year-old who had seen Babacar went and got his 2 friends, and they cycled to find him. Witnesses described a barbaric attack, and initially they thought Babacar was being punched until they seen the 15-year-old was holding a knife. He threatened others with the knife and rode away and left Babacar to die. He was found with 18 stab wounds, mostly to his torso and his chest, and he died in the park. Detectives spent hundreds of hours going through CCTV to find out exactly what had happened. They said it was dark and the footage was grainy, but they analysed video in great detail. CCTV footage that showed the ringleader 24 hours before the murder riding the exact bike that was used on the day of the attack. They found a 17-year-old who went to his girlfriend's house to change clothes following the stabbing and was arrested when they found injuries to his hand. The 15-year-old sent a WhatsApp message to his father asking him to help him get out of the country. He said he needs to go to Africa ASAP. All 3 of them were arrested within 3 days of Babacar's murder and charged with his death. Detectives also arrested a 15-year-old girl. They suspect she had said comments that had stirred up the trouble between the 2 groups, but there was no evidence to charge her and she was released. Following the convictions, Coventry Police Commander Chief Superintendent Mike O'Hara said, "I really want to express my gratitude to the witnesses that came forward and gave us crucial evidence that helped in the case. The whole of Coventry was shocked by the death of Babacar and also all the other deaths of young people in the past few years in the area. So this story definitely shows how quickly stuff can escalate. This seems as if it was just a case of they had looked at each other, maybe just said, 'What are you looking at?' Like literally as simple as that on a council estate. If you're not from the area and somebody sees you, you are definitely going to get checked out. And if you react incorrectly, that could then develop into something else. And the mention of the girl as well that may have instigated some of this would definitely explain why he got stabbed 18 times. This is like a crime of passion, somebody that you'd stab if you knew them, but they didn't know each other. My condolences to the family of Babacar Diagne, and I really want to hear what people have to say on this story. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and pay your respects in the comments. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.